What if I told you that Melissa Gilbert, the beloved actress who grew up before America's eyes on Little House on the Prairie, has finally come forward with an admission that fans had long suspected? For decades, Gilbert carried the image of the sweet, spirited Laura Ingalls Wilder, a role that made her a household name. But behind the innocence of her on-screen persona was a woman navigating the pressures of fame, the weight of expectations, and the struggle of living up to a character who seemed larger than life. Now, at 61, Melissa Gilbert has broken her silence, revealing the truth about her journey, her struggles, and what she has finally come to embrace. Melissa Gilbert was only a child when she stepped into the role that would define her career. Millions of viewers tuned in each week to watch Little House on the Prairie, and for them, Gilbert was not just an actress, she was Laura. The pressure of growing up in the public eye was immense. While audiences adored her as the symbol of innocence and wholesomeness, Gilbert often felt the opposite in her real life. The world saw a perfect prairie girl, but Melissa was a young woman grappling with insecurities, self-doubt, and the harsh realities of Hollywood. As she moved into adulthood, the contrast between her public image and private life only grew sharper. Gilbert pursued other roles, but she found herself continually compared to the Laura fans remembered. Off-screen, she struggled with relationships, identity, and the constant pressure to look and act a certain way. Over time, whispers and speculation followed her. Questions about whether she had undergone plastic surgery, whether she was trying to hold onto her youthful appearance, and whether she had fallen victim to the same Hollywood traps that claimed so many young stars. Now, Melissa Gilbert herself has confirmed what fans suspected. Yes, she struggled with the pressure to stay young, and yes, she turned to cosmetic procedures in an attempt to maintain the image that Hollywood demanded. For years, she went under the knife, chasing a version of herself that she thought the world wanted to see. But as she recently admitted, those choices didn't bring her happiness. Instead, they left her feeling disconnected from her true self. At 61, Gilbert has chosen a new path. She has embraced aging naturally, stepping away from the Hollywood standard of perfection and allowing herself to simply be real. She admits that she no longer wants to be defined by her looks, but by her experiences, her authenticity, and her growth as a woman. What fans had long suspected, that the pressure of her early fame weighed heavily on her, has now been confirmed. But instead of shame, Gilbert shares her story with honesty and courage, turning her struggles into lessons. Her admission has resonated deeply with fans, many of whom see their own struggles reflected in hers. Melissa has become a voice for embracing authenticity, for rejecting impossible standards, and for finding beauty in imperfection. She has spoken openly about how freeing it feels to let go of the need to chase youth and instead celebrate the wisdom and strength that comes with age. For a generation that grew up watching her, this revelation is not just surprising, it's inspiring. Melissa Gilbert is no longer simply Laura Ingalls Wilder, the prairie girl with unshakable spirit. She is a woman who has faced her demons, admitted her truths, and found peace in authenticity. Her story reminds us that even those who seem to have it all struggle with self-image and identity, but it also shows us the power of acceptance. In the end, Melissa Gilbert's admission at 61 years old isn't just about cosmetic choices or Hollywood pressures, it's about humanity. It's about a woman who lived her life in the spotlight, stumbled along the way, but finally found the courage to be unapologetically herself. And for her fans, that may be the most powerful role she's ever played.